it's me, Jasmine, once again. In today's video, I'm going to share with you about the ancient city of Tel Maresha, also called the BEIT GUVRIN National Park. Tel Maresha is an ancient Iron Age and Hellenistic period city with an amazing underground lower city, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Tel Maresha, also called Tel Sandana, is an ancient city in the lowlands of Shfela region of Judea. It was occupied in the Iron Age, Persian and Hellenistic period and was destroyed by the Hashmoneans in the end of the 2nd century BC. The city was established during the Roman period in the nearby BEIT GUVRIN. The fame of the site is due to its hundreds of man-made caves and cavities. The National Park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, offers a unique experience of exploring several of these hewn caves. Let's tackle about history. Early Canaanite to Israelite periods 3150 BC to 586 BC. Maresha was part of the Kingdom of Judea. In Joshua 15:20-44, this is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Judah according to their families. It was settled in the 9th century. Rehoboam fortified the city according to 2 Chronicles 5:8. And Rehoboam dwelt in Jerusalem and built cities for defense in Judah. He built En-Gad, the Maresha, and Ziph. After the destruction of the kingdom of Judah, the city of Maresha became part of the Edomite kingdom. In the late Persian period, a Sidonian community settled in Maresha, and the city is mentioned in the Zenon Papyri during the Maccabean revolt. Maresha was a base for attacks against Judea and suffered retaliation from the Maccabees. After Hashmonean King John Hyrcanus I captured and destroyed Maresha in 112 BCE. The region of Idumea remained under Hashmonean control. In 40 BC, the Parthians devastated completely the strong site, after which it was never been rebuilt. BEIT Gavra or BEIT GUVRIN succeeded Maresha as the main town of the area. Conquered by the Roman general Vespasian during the Jewish War 68 CE and completely destroyed during the Bar Kokhba revolt 132 to 135 CE. It was reestablished as a Roman colony, and in the year 200 it received the title of a city under the name Eleutheropolis, City of Freemen. Sources from the Byzantine period mention both Christian and Jewish personalities living in the city. Archaeological artifacts unearthed at the site include a large Jewish cemetery, a Roman Byzantine amphitheater, a Byzantine church, public baths, mosaics, and burial caves. Maresha was first excavated in 1898 to 1900 by Bliss and Macalister, who uncovered a planned and fortified Hellenistic city encircled by a town wall with towers. 2 Hellenistic and 1 Israelite stratum were identified by them on the mound. Many of the ancient city olive presses, columbria, and water cisterns can still be seen. Both Maresha and BEIT GUVRIN Eleutheropolis were excavated after 1989 and 1992 respectively by the Israeli archaeologist Amos Kloner. Important finds at the latter site were the amphitheater built by the Roman army units stationed there, a large Roman bath house, and from the Crusader period a fortress integrating the walls of the Roman amphitheater and bathhouse, as well as an attached church. Tackled about archaeological remains. The burial caves. The Sidonian burial caves were the family tomb of Apollophanes, the leader of the Sidonian community in BEIT GUVRIN. The Sidonian caves are the only ones that are painted inside. The caves were burial caves for the Greek, Sidonian, and Edomite inhabitants of BEIT GUVRIN. The first and largest cave has paintings of animals, real and mythic. Above the niches where the corpses were laid, a cat crows to scare away demons. The three-headed dog, Cerberus, guards the entrance to the underworld. A bright red phoenix symbolizes the life after death. Along the walls of the three long chambers, which are arranged in the shape of a cross, are 41 niches cut in the rock. The loculi, each of the loculi is about the same size, 140 cm high, 72 cm wide, 240 cm long, with the exception of 3 loculi on the right side of the entrance, which are shorter. In addition, there are 3 more sarcophagus chambers at the end of the center chamber. The southern of the Sidonian caves is named the Musician Cave, after the illustration depicting musicians that decorated the cave. It is dated to the Hellenistic period, 2nd century BC. The mausoleum contains a total of 25 burial places, 8 on the left chamber, 10 in the long chamber, and 7 at the edge of the long chamber. At the end of the long chamber are 7 sarcophagus chambers. To the left of the central chamber is a painting of musicians, which gave the name to this family cave. Painted on stucco or coating plaster, a youth blowing a double pipe and a maiden that follows him playing on a small harp. Both are advancing towards the door of the chamber, cheering and honoring the dead. The Bell Caves. There are about 800 bell-shaped caves located in the area. Many of the caves are linked via an underground network of passageways that connect groups of 40 to 50 caves. The largest bell caves are in the east part of the park. They have been dug since prehistoric times. The excavations reaching their zenith in the Hellenistic period and during the Byzantine and early Arab period, when blocks of chalkstones extracted from the caves were used for construction work. The bell caves consist of limestone in their upper layer to a depth of about 1 to 2 meters, beneath which is rock consisting solely of a big colored soft chalkstone, utilized by its early inhabitants for carving caverns and dwellings. There are numerous bell caves within the park grounds, and events are held in one of them. They are large, over 60 feet, 18 meter high, airy, and easily accessible. Columbaria. The national park is known for some of the best preserved columbaria from the Hellenistic and Roman periods. One of the largest is located on the west side of the Tel Maresha. It has been carved underground from the soft chalkstone endemic to the area and built with tiers of niches capable of housing hundreds of brooding pigeons. A columbarium is an installation to raise doves and pigeons. The word comes from the Latin columba, which means dovecote. The walls of this cave feature high-quality design and are carefully carved with over 2,000 niches. The raising of doves was very common in the Judean lowlands during the Hellenistic period. Doves were apparently used intensively, their meat and eggs as food and their droppings as fertilizer. Doves were also used as sacrificed in rituals. After the raising of doves, as prosperous industry ceased in the 3rd century BCE, other purposes were found for this cave, like many others at Maresha. In Maresha alone, some 85 columbarium caves have been discovered with tens of thousands of niches. Oil Press Cave. 22 oil press installations were found in the caves of Tel Maresha, as the production of olive oil was one of the major agricultural activities in Maresha. With exports to neighboring countries, the area around the city was planted with 1,800 dunams of olive tree orchards. The largest cave is located near the Bathtub Cave. It was constructed during the 3rd century BC. Inside the cave are several chambers of the oil production process, which was based on 3 phases: crushing, squeezing, and collecting. The first phase was to crush the olive using a crusher. The stone was held upright by an axis, which was connected to a long handle. The handle was pushed by a human or donkey. The mashing stone rolled along a cavity on the circumference of the base, crushing the olives. The crushed olives would then be collected into a basket and then further processed by the oil press. An interesting feature in the Hellenistic installation is a ritual niche, a small rock-cut altar located between the 2 pressing chambers. Inside the cultic niche was a statue of the Idumean goddess, Kos, which the locals placed in order to bless them with a great harvest. Let's tackle about residential house. Above the ground, covering the entire area around the mound, were houses. An estimate was a city with 2,500 rooms, part of 800 houses with about 12,000 residents. This makes it one of the largest cities in the area during the Hellenistic period, 3rd century to 2nd century BC. Only about 20 houses were excavated to date, a fraction of the entire lower city. One of the houses were reconstructed and are part of the walking tour. This residential house is dated to 3rd and 2nd century BC. The area of the house on the ground level was 150 square meters and is composed of a central courtyard connected to a number of rooms around it. A staircase led down to the underground section of the house. A hoard of 25 silver coins were found under the roof of one of the rooms minted in Ashkelon between 125 to 113 BC. Now is the Maze Cave. The Maze Cave reveals dwellings and underground systems from the Hellenistic period. The houses are not currently open to visitors. Archaeologists have discovered with soil until a way is found to display without damaging them. The staircase of the northern dwelling descends into the cave to a bathing chamber. From there, you can continue to the columbarium and to a large cistern. Passage continues to cisterns in which Hellenistic period clay jugs, jars, and bowls were discovered. In the last chamber, under the fourth house, is a reconstructed oil press. Unlike today, during the time of Hellenistic Maresha, the walls of the underground room had no breaches and no passage linking them. Water cisterns were also constructed near this cave, also dated to the Hellenistic period. Many such cisterns were constructed in Tel Maresha as part of the water supply solution for this dry area. The cisterns collected runoff rainwater from the surface through channels and stored the water for later use. The common structure of these reservoirs was a spiral staircase that allowed access to the bottom of the cistern following the level of the water. The walls were plastered in order to seal and thus protecting the soapstone and prevent leaks. Under many of the houses were underground caves covering an area larger than the house above the ground. The underground cavities were used for various purposes, and the primary use was water reservoirs. About 200 cisterns were found in the area of Tel Maresha. One such system was cleaned under the residential house and opened to the public. Under the house is an example of water cisterns which are typical of the area. The runoff rainwater was collected by channels from the courtyard and roof led into the cisterns under the house. More caves? The caves open to the public are just a fraction of what's out there under the ground. Around Tel Maresha are many more caves, some of them in the process of excavation and preparation for the public. BEIT GUVRIN National Park is at the very heart of the land of 1,000 caves, waiting for you to be discovered. Thanks for watching. Hope you subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Goodbye.